lately my life felt out of control, and the best thing that I came up with is blaming myself for everything that was happening to me, to the point where I felt really guilty. I took a few decisions in my life that I wish I didn't, and I've been feeling overwhelmed and trapped in my current reality because I couldn't turn things around. And I kind of stepped aside for a while from creating the reality that I love and drowned myself in misery. This feeling really took over me, and we need to change that. Despite the fact that we made decisions in our life that seem to be taking us backwards from creating the reality that we want, it's important to get back on track. And if you're struggling with the same thing, if you feel like the life is out of control, if you feel stuck with the decisions that you took without the ability to turn things around, or life isn't playing out for you as it's supposed to in your opinion, then this video is for you. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yulia, and on this channel I talk about navigating my 30s, creating the reality that I love, and changing my life. If I feel lost, if I feel stuck, if I feel out of control, what I do is I always go back to basics. I'd say that there are 4 main basic steps that I take to get myself back on track and to retake control over my life. And the first one is to actually shift from not being in control to becoming in control. There are many things that we can't control. We can't control people, circumstances, events, but there are certain things that we can control, and those things are our feelings, our emotions, our reactions. And when we take control over those, we get our power back. When I do realize myself being stuck, feeling desperate, feeling guilty, feeling scared, feeling miserable, the first thing I do is I neutralize this feeling. And in order to neutralize the feeling, it's important to first name this feeling. It's important to understand what this feeling is, and then allow yourself to feel this feeling, allow your body to absorb this feeling, allow yourself to sit with this feeling and feel it go through your body. We are not resisting this feeling. We are not moralizing this feeling. We are not judging this feeling. We are just letting this feeling be. Because in the end of the day, the feeling is a unit of energy. As any unit of energy, when it's blocked, it stays there for quite some time. So our purpose is to let this unit of energy flow through us and absorb within us so that we can let this feeling go. Whenever we stop resisting this feeling goes smoothly through our body. And after that, it's easier for us to start focusing on a different feeling. The second thing I do after I worked with my feelings, after I acknowledged, I realized what I feel, after I try to neutralize all of those feelings, I focused on vibrations. If we feel scared, guilty, desperate, if we are blaming ourselves, we attract more of these emotions into our life that manifest themselves through people, through events, through circumstances, and that needs to stop because we are already feeling like shit. We are already feeling guilty, we are already blaming ourselves, we are already scared, we don't need more of that stuff. The easiest way for me to switch to a different vibration is to manually force myself to think about something good that's in my life. Just sitting down with yourself and thinking of all the things that you have in your life that you're grateful for. Shifting your vibration from lower frequency to higher frequency will close this gate of negative emotions manifesting in your life. After I had a sense of what vibration state I'm on, after I tried to raise it a little bit, the next thing I do is I go to my core beliefs. When stuff happens, it's easy to just start spiraling, trying to convince ourselves that it was the biggest mistake of our life, trying to talk ourselves out of committing to something, and pretty much start blaming ourselves on and on and on for the decision that we made. And in the moment when we feel like we are under the life attack, we need to go back to the core beliefs that help us through this life. And for me, there are 3 main beliefs that just carry me through the life, that carry me through any circumstance, any bad event that happens in my life. The first one is that everything is happening for a reason, and even if I don't see the reason yet, I am convinced that this reason will manifest itself at some point in the future, and I just have to live with it. I have to let the time pass. I have to see beyond this decision. I have to see beyond this current problem. I know that I will see the reason in the end, because when I look back at all the events that happened in the past that I deemed as bad, now I can actually see the advantages of those things and where those things led me eventually. The second thing is everything is for the best. I do know that deep inside, I do believe that everything that happens to me and everything that happens to you is there for the greater good. We are here to go through certain lessons in life, and when we get those negative things over and over in our life, it means that there is a lesson that we haven't learned. It means that we should look into something that we haven't noticed before, that we should stay open and acceptive to the signs from the universe. We should analyze the situation. At the end of the day, this is the lesson that I need to go through. It's for my best. The third core belief that I have that pretty much helps me go through very, very hard moments in my life is knowing that universe is always on my side, and universe wants the same for me as what I want for myself. And this belief is very closely linked to the other two in a way that if I don't get something in my life, it's either not the time, I'm not ready, I need to learn some lessons, and I need to improve myself in one specific way that I don't see just yet. If we don't see something good changing for us today, it doesn't mean that it will never change. When I am in this state of misery and all I see is negative things happening to myself, to my family members, to the world, I almost have to force myself to go back to my core beliefs and start repeating them to myself, or sometimes just writing them down on paper. I need to go back to a good state of mind. I need to keep going with my life. And I can't really allow myself to pause everything in my life to succumb to this feeling of misery about a certain event that happened with me. The last thing I do that really helps me get out of this misery mind state, that helps me snap out of self-blame, is focusing on energy. Despite the fact that a lot of shit happened, I am focusing on my energy and I am replenishing my energy. I'm taking care of myself. I have mindful rest and I dedicate time to my hobbies. I allow myself to rest and I allow myself to still feel happy and to feel grateful. I'm looking at the areas of my life in general, and even though something goes sideways in one of them, it doesn't mean that we have to forget about all the other areas in our life to be in misery, to be scared, or to be desperate. Balance is not about feeling at ease. The balance is all about finding this harmony between positive and negative and learning how to accept negative things in your life. The world is our mirror and it treats us the same way as we treat ourselves. It shows us where we slack on and it reflects our beliefs about ourselves and about the world. And if we have negative beliefs about anything in life, we pick on them right away, despite the fact that there are a lot of different beliefs circling around us on a daily basis. We have a choice what we believe in, and we can choose. We can manually take those beliefs and take those feelings and rewrite them to our advantage, because our brain is the same muscle as anything else in our body, and sometimes it does feel overwhelming to have all those feelings, to have all those thoughts. When you take control over them, when you take control over your feelings, when you take control over your emotions and your reactions, you gain your power back and you create those beliefs for yourself that you can live by. You create those beliefs for yourself that will make you feel better no matter what shit is going on around you. And that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe. It will mean a world to me. Love you so much, and I'll see you soon.